Hello, this is Michelle Payton. I am the author and creator of the concept called birth mix patterns, and this combines astrology, numerology, and birth order. So this video is going to explain this focus, and it's also going to show you how to calculate your birth mix pattern and how to generally translate it. If you want more detailed information, you can always go to my website. You can reference the 3 books that I've written on the subject. I have an education section on my website, and you can also find out about a selection of printed reports available on this particular subject as well. So what is birth mix patterns and why do we use it? First, the what. It is the art of combining astrology, numerology, and birth order to help us understand why people do what they do. And we use this as a personal and professional tool. The why is to increase the predictability of others, and this helps us feel more trusting and more comfortable with others and even ourselves. It reveals a bit more about us as well. With astrology, we simply look at the sun sign for birth mix patterns purposes. There's a lot of information out there on sun sign. Pretty simple. For numerology, particularly the life path, here is how you actually calculate that. I'm not going to talk to this point. I will have you pause this now if you'd like so that you can calculate your own birth date. We also look at birth order. This is the role that we have played in our own families as firstborn, only, middle, and youngest. And this is a result of the actual order of birth. If you're born first, if you're born second, if you're born third, your gender, your physical characteristics, your family size, what are the age gaps? There are also other exceptions as well. To make it a little bit easier, I'm going directly to my website to show you how to do a couple of different scenarios for your life path number. So you can see how you can calculate in a little bit of a different way on my actual website. This is under education, and I referenced that at the beginning of the video. You will also then, once you know your life path number, you can put into a space, hey, am I a leader for life path 1? Am I a inward motivator creator for life path 2? And you can go down the list to figure that out as well. And we won't go through some of these other pieces, but then you have the astrology sun signs. Now this is how I label them. There's a lot of information out there about astrology sun signs. You can pause this as I scroll down, but this is how I refer to the various sun signs. And then birth order. Here there are some rules of thumb. And if siblings are both 5 years or more older and younger than you, then you take on a only child trait. So spend some time kind of wrapping your mind around that. Basically, if you find a 5-year difference between any one sibling, that's when the birth order begins to change. So if you're a firstborn child and then you have another child that was born 5 or 6 years later, say 5 or more years later, then actually you are in a family of two only children, and you would take only child traits on. So you can read through these. I won't go through these in detail, and you can pause this if I go too fast. But these are some general rules these are some general guidelines on birth order. Then you can see firstborn achiever, only child, the turbo achiever, middle child, and youngest, how I look at that as well. Another thing that I also talk about is the balance number. And now this is not necessarily a part of the birth mix patterns, but I found this very interesting over time that, and again, you can pause this if I go too fast, but you assign a number according to the first letters of each of your names on your birth certificate. And you can see how that's calculated on this page as well. You can also go to another page under education that shows different interviews and how I've applied the birth mix pattern, so it can kind of put it in a bit more of a context. You can hear some assessments that I've done over certain radio programs, and this helps from an education standpoint just to kind of get a general feel for how to apply birth mix patterns to yourself, children, and family. And you can pause this if I'm going too fast. How I use birth mix patterns to prepare my kids for life. Yes, I have done that. And different things on this idea in various and for various programs that I have been interviewed for. So that kind of puts things into context for you as you go through the idea of birth mix patterns. For the sake of keeping this introductory video short, what I've done is I've explained to you the general birth mix patterns focus and how to calculate this and translate it generally speaking. Again, you can find books on this subject that I've written. I have the education section that I showed you in the video as well, to show you some of the things that are available to calculate and put these concepts into a basic context. And there are some printed reports available, a selection of printed reports available on certain parts of birth mix patterns. Please let me know what questions you might have. You can go to my website, michellepayton.com, and you can email me from there, or you can also call me. So please let me know if I can answer any questions, and thanks for listening.